Hey guys, my name is Moon and welcome back for more Umineko When They Cry episode 4. So last time it was pretty much a prelude, right? A prologue I suppose to the test that Jessica, Butler, George, and Maria is gonna be taking today. So let's see what's gonna happen and yeah, where we end up. So let's go, let's continue.
一体何が待ち受けてやがるんだ。
Yeah, I think this is gonna be a very long chapter, probably.
まさか私の机とか引っかき回してねえだろうな。
She acted tough, trying to deceive herself, trying make herself believe that she wasn't scared of anything. Readying herself, she opened the door to her room. Okay, open it up. When she saw that, fortunately, the room didn't appear to be messed up. She relaxed. No one was there. Of course. There was nowhere for anyone to hide here. Right away, Jessica locked the door behind her. This way, the room was safe. She peeked under the bed and in the closet, but of course, no one was hiding.
なんだってんだ。
She looked at the clock. It was past 11:10. As her tension lessened and her fatigue came back to her entire body, she realized how messed up this whole day had been. It was still about 11 o'clock. What? The plan had been all for all the cousins to gather, have fun playing around, and talk animatedly about various things together into the night. Normally, we would have been doing that kind of thing right now. Yeah, usually, like the first night, yeah, there's like the 6 sacrifices, and then afterwards, it's the next morning already, right? When the next events will happen. Like they would do their investigations, they were gonna discover the bodies, but now it's different. 6 sacrifices, and then instantly, action already. No more rest. Why has that turned into this?
全部あのクソジジイのせいだ。よくも母さんをみんなを。
She shook her head back and forth with anger and sadness. But there was no one here to direct those emotions at. Because of the clock or the lock, this room's security was guaranteed. Remembering that one more time, Jessica somehow regained her calm. If it keeps up like this and nothing happens, I want to go to the dining hall and see Mom's dead face. Even though Goda emphasized so strongly that it was gruesome and that I definitely shouldn't go look at it. Even so, I wanted to see her face at the end. But we were warned repeatedly that stepping out of line, even a little, would put the hostages in danger. Could it be that locking the door was also against the rules? If I close myself up in here, I alone might be saved. But if I don't open it, it'll surely be against the rules, and Dad, Kanan-kun, Shannon, Aunt Kirei, and Dr. Nanjo will all be killed. There's no way the scales will be balanced out between 5 lives and my own life, or 1 life. Jessica tightly shut her eyes, resisting the other part of herself that said, "Isn't it okay as long as I stay alive?" Faced the door and made to unlock it. And at that time, a crisp applause rang out, making Jessica's heart leap.
鍵をかけたままならルール違反ということになり、人質たちにも危害が及ぶかもしれません。
MoonNova is here.
しかしそれでも 自分の命だけは助かるかもしれない。しかしあなたはその誘惑に耐え、自ら鍵を開けようとした。そのあなたの勇気は称賛に値しますよ。
I, the owner of this room, searched everywhere. A human could have been hiding. Where did this man come from? There was nowhere for a human to hide. But could something non-human have managed it? This was supposedly my first time meeting with this largely built middle-aged man. I didn't recognize this guy who looked like a butler and bore the crest of the one-winged eagle.
はじめまして、ジェシカ様。私は親方様より家具頭を任されております72柱の27位炉の上と申します。
炉の上、源氏さん。
ああ、源氏は私の弟のような存在。あるいはこの世界における私の正しい姿だったのかもしれません。より白だったと言っても良いでしょうな。
何を言ってんだこいつ。
おっと、これは失礼しました。人間には話しても理解できぬ話。それでは本題に移りましょう。
クソジジイの言うテストとかいうやつだな。
さようでございます。こちらが親方様がジェシカ様に賜われましたテストでございます。
Okay, this is the test. At one of his elegant gesture, like that of a butler ordering for a meal to be set out, many gold butterflies flew up out of nowhere. As the cloud of gold butterflies spun around in a small swirl, they gathered in one place. Then the golden mound disappeared like a pile of leaves blown away by a cold, wintry wind. And there lay a western envelope with a one-winged eagle crest done on in it in a gold leaf. With a gesture, Ronove urged her to pick it up. Jessica timidly did so and opened the letter inside.
なんだ。
非常にシンプルな次期当主の資格を探るテストでございます。そこに記されている問いに、どうか後ろ宮家を担う次期当主としての心構えで臨んでいただき、答えとそれに至ったお考えをお聞かせください。
Shaking, Jessica looked between the paper and Ronova's face several times. Okay, how about George? At the time, George, who had been called out after Jessica, could be seen in the arbor of the rose garden. So yeah, this is the place where George, what do you call this again? Proposed to Shannon. So he doesn't have a room in this island, so I guess this is the place for him. If things had gone normally, he had planned to give Shannon the ring. That would be proof of their engagement here at this time on this day. Yeah, true. He proposed, I guess exactly at this night in October 4th, right? But the woman in front of George now was not Shannon. Who is it? Let's go up. Go up.
それがゴールドスミスからあなたに与えられるテストよ。
George picked up the western envelope, which was on a table where he'd once had tea with Shannon, and read its contents. Perhaps its message was short. After glancing at it, George's eyes grew sharp.
なんだいこれは。
見ての通りよ。それがあなたに与えられる次期当主の資格を探るテスト。次期当主としての資格を自らに問いながら、その問いに答えなさい。
なんてバカな問題だ。
そうね。本当にバカな問題ね。ならゴールドスミスにとっての後ろ宮家の家督なんてその程度のものなんじゃない？
George lowered his eyes to the surface of the letter once again, examining its contents. George and Jessica, while the tests given to them were slightly different, they were almost exactly the same.
以下に掲げる3つのうち
Okay, among the three mentioned below.
2つを得るために1つを生贄に捧げよう。
In order to gain two, sacrifice one.
簡単な選択じゃない。どれを見殺しに選ぶか自ら決めなさい。選択を拒めばテストは中断。私の手であなたをこの場で殺してしまってもいいって許可をもらってるわ。
I mean, they're not gonna choose anyone.
それさえも選択肢に含めるなら4択ね。
Then there are four choices.
私君みたいなこと遊ぶのは随分久しぶりだからそれも嫌いじゃないわよ。
How can you even beat them though, for example, right? No, what I mean is, yeah, if they refuse to do this, Gop is gonna kill George. But how is George gonna defend himself from Gop? How? Gop.
この3択はあくまでもテストなのか、それとも選択は結果を伴うのか。
何を甘えてるの？君が選択したものは必ず命を落とす。
Among the three mentioned below, in order to gain two, sacrifice one. Your life, Shannon's life, everyone else's life. If you do not choose one, all of the above will be lost. Can you even be a successor if you try to sacrifice everyone else's life? Like even your Shannon's life? Your life.
どうしてシャノンの名がここにあるんだ。
2番目の選択肢にはそのものが最も必要とする愛する者の名が。
Most needed and most loved by the test taker.
ジェシカへのテストの2番にはカノンって書かれているはずだわ。
So for Butler, who's gonna be in the test? Or the name? I mean, the only one left for him at least is like the closest one? Let's say the stepmom, right? Kyrie. And then for Maria doesn't have anyone though. Rosa is gone.
このバカな問題をジェシカにも出したのかい。
ジェシカのことなんかどうでもいいでしょ。今試されているのはあなたよ。実に簡単な3択だわ。他の2つのためにどれを捨てられるかということよ。簡単でしょ。それでも決まらないならコインでも貸してあげようかしら。
コイン2面しかないものでどうやって3択を。
Three options with something that only has two sides.
自分の命を捨てられる者がいるわけがない。
So yeah, the choices are gonna be B or C only.
となればおのずと残る選択肢は2つになる。愛する者のために全ての人間を諦めるか、一人でも多くを救うために愛する者一人を諦めるか。どっちにももっともらしい大義名分がつけられるわ。だって今やこの六軒島は悪魔の島ですもの。 人間の世界の甘ったるい馴れ合いなんて必要ないの。誰も責めないわ。あなたの心の赴くままに。後ろ宮家の家督を継ぐにふさわしい資格が自らにあるかを問いながら、いいえ、自らが後ろ宮家当主であると思って選択なさい。
バカにしやがって。
Jessica crumpled the letter and threw it on the floor.
お怒りはごもっともと思いますよ。私も非常にお気の毒で、それでいて実に滑稽な出題だと思います。
自分から死にたいと願う人間なんているもんか。そして愛する人の命を見捨てて生き残りたいと思う人間なんているもんか。
I wonder though, what is the right answer for this?
そして自分たちだけ良ければ他の人間全てを見殺しにできる人間なんているもんか。
Like as a head, for example, you pick the first one. You're willing to sacrifice yourselves for everyone, right? For them to continue on living. But in the third one, you're willing to sacrifice everyone else for you to continue to become the head. And then I guess, yeah. I don't know.
いいえ、ジェシカ様。
Like for example, the noble one is, yes, sacrifice yourself, but is that the right answer though? I don't know.
いても良いのでございますよ。
Like what does Kinzo want, right?
ここは六軒島、悪魔の島。
But yeah, they keep saying the demon island, so does it mean that as a leader you're willing to sacrifice, let's just say, everyone else for, let's just say a little analogy, for let's say the greater good, right? I don't know.
今や人間の世界から完全に切り取られ、魔界にどっぷりチーズフォンデュのように沈んでおります。人の世の価値観など次の燃えないゴミの日に出してしまいますとも。ですからどうかジェシカ様が心より欲するものを順にお選びください。その結果残ったものがこの狂った今宵にふさわしきジェシカ様の回答となりましょう。
ふざけるな。こんなのどれも選べるものかよ。
いずれも選ばねば上記のすべてを失うも立派な第四の選択肢でございます。それを選ばれるのもまた一興でございましょう。ただそれを選び結局自らの命を落とされるなら他の二つを救われた方が賢明かと思いますよ。すべてはジェシカ様の選択に委ねられます。どうぞ後ろ宮家の跡継ぎにふさわしい回答とその信念をお聞かせくださいませ。この炉の上親方様の血を引きし末裔にふさわしき素晴らしい回答を心より期待いたしております。
くしょ
The scene was observed through the magic crystal ball Kinzo held. Kinzo finally couldn't hold it back and spreading his arms and facing the heavens began laughing in an explosive voice.
何を迷うか愚かなる孫たちよ我が末裔たちよ即答できる簡単な問題ではないか
The thing is, it's easy to answer this if there's no consequences, right? Like you could say like, oh, I'm gonna sacrifice myself. What if Jessica says that or George says that? Then they get instantly killed by Ronove or Gap, right? Yeah, that's why it's kind of hard. There's a lot of things on the line here, so you can't just say which or what.
朝のトーストにバターを塗るかジャムを塗るかより迷わぬ選択であるというのにお前たちには正しい答えがわかるか
He turned to face the Chester sisters who had been waiting on him.
申し訳ございません。私にはわかりません。ゴールドスミス卿。
But how about you guys? If you've been asked a question like this, what would you do? Would you sacrifice yourself? The second one is the person most important to you? Or everyone else, the third one, right? What are you gonna do? First one is the noblest one. The noblest one, you are gonna take the brunt of it. Second one, you're gonna sacrifice someone you love for everyone else. And the third one is, I guess, yeah, everyone is gonna go. You're gonna be left behind. So what are you gonna do?
愚か者め選べもせぬとはなゲームオーバー自らの生きる理由も目的も見出せん愚かなウサギめ貴様など誰にも気づかれずに踏み潰されて生を終えるあり一匹ほどの価値もないわ死ね潰れろ私が瞬きしている間に消えてなくなれお前はどうか
私は一番の自分の命を生贄とするであります武具は戦い知ってこそでありますそして武具は敵を撃ち滅ぼし味方を守るためにある愛する者たちを守って死ねるなら本望であります
ほう武具らしい実に見事な模範回答よ即答大いに結構そう答えれば人参が一本余計にもらえると教えられてきたのか違うよなそれすらも違うよなそう聞かれたらそう答えようとお前はただ吹き込まれた通りに答えたに過ぎないお前も今のウサギと同じだ自分の生きる理由と目的を未だに見出せずに生きている生きる価値なきクズめ貴様など潰されて他の家畜の餌にでもなるのがお似合いよ
家畜の餌光栄であります
Animal father would be an honor.
違うだろうもう誰も死ぬところを見たくないんだろうそれがなぜ認められぬのか認めろよお前の古傷の奥の奥が未だに産んで腐っていること不臭にて鼻が曲がりそうであるわ愚かなる腐れウサギめお前にはこれが褒め言葉である
ありがとうございますであります
さて最後のお前はどうかこの3択から何を選ぶ
にひ迷うことなく当然2番であります
The second one.
おお、2番か。愛する者を生贄に捧げることを胸を張って選べる者は多くない。
True. Like a lot of stories you would have is people trying to get their loved ones back.
わけを聞かせよ。
Yeah, tell me the reason.
愛する者はいつかいなくなるからです。愛する者がいなければ傷つかないし、いなくてもいつかまた誰かを愛せるかもしれない。だから今愛してる者なんて大した価値はないのですに。にひ
なるほど。それでそういう回答になるわけか。愛に傷ついたがゆえに臆病になったウサギよ。ウサギは寂しさで死ぬと聞いたが、お前の心は一体いつ殺されたというのか。ならばウサギよ、2番の選択肢を愛するものではなく、そなたが愛したものの思い出に変えようではないか。
That's a little bit different. Yeah. I mean, a little bit different, the same as well. Because yes, if you remove the memories, basically it's like killing that memory. Killing that person from you.
どうか、これでももう一度選べるか。何が愛してるものに大した価値はないだ、愚かなウサギよ。自らの愛の深さにも向かい合えぬクズめ。選んでみよ。愛したものを忘れられると選んでみや。選べるだろう。選べるものな。ほら、選べるって言ってみろよ。
選べるであります。選べる
I can choose it.
であります。
Alright, let me check a little bit here. Let me go up. Okay.
ゴールドスミス卿、それくらいでどうかお許しを。
But yeah, I guess for Ginzo, if he was given a choice, right? I think the better, as this is gonna be the last one that no one had said, the third one for him, as he's doing right now, he would sacrifice everyone to get Beatrice back, right? Is that what he wants? Is that the right answer for him? Or do you need an explanation still? Because that's what he's doing. He's sacrificing even his own children, grandchildren, to get Beatrice back.
もうよいわ、クズウサギどもめ。お前たちはワルギリアのところへ行き、地下牢の見張りを手伝うのだ。消えよ。
The Chester sisters, with their respective old wounds of the heart gouged out, escaped by disappearing. After that, even though there was no one to hear, Kinzo continued talking by himself as though in a play.
と、このように愉快なテストなわけだ。実のところを言えば、これが正解という選択肢はない。むしろどの答えであろうともよどみなく素早く、そして確固たる信念と揺るがぬ強き自らの意志で選べるかどうか、その理由と意志の方が重要なのだ。私はそれを知りたいのだよ。ああ、我が末裔たちよ。お前たちはどのような答えを見せてくれるのか、実に楽しみだ。私か。ああ、 もちろん同じ問いを突きつけられたことがあったとも。
Okay, tell us, tell us.
その悪魔の問いに見事答えたからこそ、私は黄金と名誉とあの魔女を我が物とすることができたのだよ。私が選んだ答えはどれか言うまでもないよな。
Yes. I mean, the third one for him for sure. He didn't say it out loud, but yeah.
さて
Sacrifice everything for power, right? For gold. And now he's sacrificing everything again for the ritual to get Beatrice back.
そろそろ答えは決まりましたでしょうか？
But yeah, I don't know what Jessica and George is gonna answer here, or are they even gonna answer? As Jessica stared at the letter that had been crushed and lay on the floor, she hung her head in constant silence. All that filled the room was a stir from the wind and the rain shaking the treetops. Regardless of how noisy that was, it actually made the stillness more apparent. Ronove waited for Jessica's answer. However, Jessica didn't answer. Whether she was lost in deep thought or had stopped thinking, Ronove couldn't tell. No, he might actually have known. But cruelty like a demon, Ronove urged Jessica to voice it.
どれも選べないというなら、そのお命、せめて痛みがないよう安らかに頂戴させていただきますが、さて。
せよ。
はい。聞こえかねました。もう一度お願いできますかな。
Jessica lifted her face and looked straight into Ronova's eyes. It seems that she had decided on her answer.
殺せよ。
Jessica said it one more time clearly. Perhaps Ronove had imagined that this would be her answer from the very beginning. I mean, it's very hard though. No, what I mean is very hard is, like, you cannot really, like, choose other people. Like, even for me. Like, yeah, can you even choose other people? Like, I think most people would, unless the people on the list is someone they really hate. Yeah, I guess most people would choose the first one. Maybe. Without any surprise, he smiled lightly and nodded.
ジェシカ様なら、そのお答えを選ぶと思っておりました。さて、このテストは、どの選択肢が正解、不正解というものではありません。
But yeah, as Ronove says here, no right or wrong answer to this test. It's basically, I think what the answer here is what the person really wants. So maybe George's answer could be different. Maybe Jessica's answer could be different. Maybe the explanation that they would give is the answer here.
重要なのは、どのような考えを経てその答えに至ったかという部分です。
The thoughts that led you to that answer.
さあ。
So yeah, give the explanation now.
ジェシカ様の、そして次期当主としての心構えを持って、それをお答えください。
別に死にたくて1番目を選んだわけじゃないさ。2番のカノン君を死なせること。こんなのもちろん論外。だから除外。3番のその他みんなの命。こんなのももちろん論外。だから除外。そしたら1番目の選択肢しか残らなかった。
消去法ですか。
Process of elimination.
積極的にお選びになったわけではないと。
After chuckling slightly, Ronove dropped his gaze. A human couldn't even imagine what an answer or what answer a demon would have been expecting. All she could understand was that this was apparently slightly below Ronova's expectations.
悪くはありませんが、良くもない回答です。
Yeah, her answer is fairly simple. I think this is like the normal answer for most people. Yes.
60点というところでしょうか。
Like if someone would ask you like, oh, you have 3 bombs, right? And then basically like this you, someone you like, or a lot of people, or all of the other people. Of course, the third one, instantly you're gonna say no. And then could you blow up someone you love? No. And then yes, you're gonna choose yourself. Because you like, yeah, if you choose another one, you're gonna feel guilty.
少し失
A lot
望
of
しましたよ。
A lot of guilt. And that is way too much.
自信を持って選べみたいなこと言っておいて、そうしてやったら失望とは自分勝手な野郎だぜ。
I like how Jessica is just so super serious right now. You're a pretty selfish bastard.
消去法というだけではないようですね。いずれにせよ落第点ですが、もう少しお考えがあるようだ。
Also, what answer do you want then?
伺いましょう。
死にたくないさ。だから、一番なんて誰だって選びたくない。人は、幸せに生きたくて、生の限りをあがいてるんだぜ。だから本当は、まず一番目なんてありえないはずなんだ。
しかし、あなたは一番目の選択肢。
It's more on, you got no choice. Yes.
自分の命を捨てることを選んだ。その選択肢しか残らなかった。
一応、それぞれの選択肢を選んだ後の未来のことを考えてみたぜ。
Imagine the guilt, right, of living and knowing that you sacrificed a lot of people, the person you love. Imagine that.
ほう、いかがでしたか？
まず、カノン君を死なせてみた。私は、自分の大好きな人を見捨ててまで生きる残りの生涯を想像してみた。
それはどんな生涯でしたか？
生きるにも値しない、最低の女だった。
It was a horrible woman who didn't deserve to live.
いつまでも自らの選択を悔やみ、ただ後悔だけのために生きる、みすぼらしい女だった。大好きな人を見捨てて生きることを選んだ最低の女なんて、私には許せない。
True.
私が自ら引導を渡してやる。
勇ましい。では、3番目の選択肢も考えられたのでは？
あ、私とカノン君以外の全員を死なせても見た。カノン君は、そんな私を好きになるはずはない。そして私もまた、いくらカノン君がいても、そのために見捨てた大勢の命が、生涯十字架となってのしかかってきた。
I think I watched a show back then like this. Like a person was given a choice. I think I vaguely remember it, but I don't know what. Was it a TV show or was it an anime? Like basically given a choice like this, and then when said person chose, let's say, the third one, yes, and then afterwards when the person this person love or his love knew about it, and then yeah, the other person just left because it was way too much, sacrificing everyone for the both of you, and yeah, the guilt of it.
そしてその十字架は、カノン君にまでのしかかった。
Yeah, pretty much forced to bear it.
私は、カノン君に十字架を背負わせるために、愚かな選択肢を選んだりはしない。もしそんなことをする私がいたなら、私はその未来の私を許さない。その女にも、 私が引導を渡してやる。
Jessica had pictured it in her mind, the future her beyond each of the three choices. There were three Jessicas. Of the three, two had regrets. Only one could hold her head high and smile at Kanon.
私さ、生意気にもカノン君に説教したことがあるぜ。自分の人生を思い切り生きてみろみたいなことを。
自分の人生を思い切り生きる。味わいある言葉ですね。それは意外にとても難しいものです。
だからさ、私が胸を張ってカノン君に見せなきゃならないんだよ。胸を張ってお天道様を真正面から見て思い切り笑顔でいられる生き方ってやつを。
あなたの自己犠牲をカノンは受け入れられるでしょうか。あなたの身勝手な選択が余計に彼を傷つけてしまうことには思いが至りませんか。
だから伝言を頼みたい。
ほう、お聞きはしますが、何しろ私は悪魔です。約束は守らないかもしれませんよ。
守って、約束。
Jessica spoke that, looking quite unconcerned. She had asked the demon who was about to take her life to pass on a message, and she didn't think at all that she would be betrayed. At that extremely innocent smile, Aronove closed his eyes lightly and shrugged his shoulders. Has Aronove even fought even once in this game? In the end, the third episode, did he even fight or anything? Even do anything like that? I don't think so, right? Yeah, I don't think so.
いいでしょう。
Like he was, that's why I really liked him on the third game. Because he was just, yeah, he was talking a lot. And him and Butler had nice chemistry.
それで彼に何と伝えればよろしいですか。
カノン君の思いっきりの人生を生きて。ちょっと違う。カノン君のじゃない。本当の名前は未だに教えてもらえないけど。
Oh yeah, he hasn't said it yet. He said it, I think, then he died, right?
本当のカノン君の人生を思いっきり生きて。そう伝えて。お嬢様。
ジェシカ、お前というやつは。
Oh, Kraus. Yeah, Kraus was there. I forgot about him.
炉の上は気まぐれですから、伝言をしなかった可能性もありました。幸運でしたね。私がこの光景を見せていて。
A musty three-sided mirror was set beyond the bars, and the scene with Jessica was reflected on it. On the mirror, or on the next mirror, the scene with George was reflected in the same way. None of them questioned how the three-sided mirror had appeared from a group of butterflies, nor did they wonder why these scenes with Jessica and George were reflected on it. Because the reflected scenes themselves were more important, true.
そこまでこいつのために命をも投げ出せるというのか。
申し訳ありません。
Why are you saying sorry? Kraus looked at Kanon with a complicated expression mixed in with a bitter smile. I mean, yeah, of course he would look like this. Or he is gonna have a facial, expression like this, I mean. Because Kanon is a what? A servant. Imagine if Natsu is here. Kanon wouldn't meet his eyes.
ワルギリア様、お嬢様が命を落とされることはありません。
Like if the situation is different, the Kraus would never allow this. Yes.
僕を殺してください。2番目の選択肢に変えてください。それで全ては丸く収まるはずです。
その願いを私に叶えることはできませんよ。これはジェシカの選んだ自らの選択なのですから。
Okay, Chiester 1 and 2. At the time, suddenly the air split and the Chiester sisters appeared, flying into Virgilia's chest.
Virgilia 私だって頑張ってるのであります。潰して家畜の餌とかあんまりであります。
Virgilia, who still didn't have a clue what was going on, was mobbed by the sobbing Chiester sisters.
はいはい、大丈夫ですよ、大丈夫ですよ。泣かないで、泣かないで。美味しいお紅茶を入れてあげますからね。お前たち、ここの見張りを任せます。不審な真似をしたらすぐに知らせるのですよ。
The goat attendants all faced each other, nodding their heads. Virgilia took the Chiester sisters and left. The sound of them going upstairs could be heard, so they had probably gone to the upper floor.
チャンスだわ。このヤギ頭どもは頭が悪いみたい。うまく騙せないかしら。
Kyrie realized that an opportunity had arrived, but even so, she hadn't thought of a way to break the metal bars. The Jessica, reflected on the three-sided mirror, had her eyes closed as though in contemplation. The way she had both hands stuck out into her pockets, wanting to be defiant, until the very end might have been her own aesthetic stance.
私の言い分は以上だ。殺せよ。
わかりました。それではご安心を。あなたへの死はどんな眠りよりも優しく慈悲深いものにいたしますよ。
As Ronove raised his palm, he slowly approached Jessica.
くそー
Wait, Kraus. My god. Realizing that his daughter was about to be killed, Kraus went half mad and repeatedly body slammed the metal bars. Imagine that, right? You cannot do anything. As a father, you can't even protect your daughter there. In that situation, and you're just watching. Kraus's pointless efforts certainly may have been comical, but Kraus was giving it everything he had. He was now living with all he had as Jessica's father so that he could save her. Kanon made tight fists with both hands. If he used his curse power, he might be able to cut through even metal bars. But there were a full 3 goats. There was no way he could defeat 3 of them in an instant. It would instantly be reported, and then when Virgilia and the Chiester sisters would probably dash in. Even if he could break the bars, that would be the end of it. I mean, that's true. It was useless. Kanon already knew that the witch sneered at useless efforts like that. So he could do nothing but stare at Kraus's repeated body slams.
庄司様。
Shannon, who had been looking at the three-sided mirror, raised her voice. When they looked, they could see George, who had been silent the whole time, lift his face. It seemed that George had also decided on an answer.
Kimi no kotae.
ああ、決まったよ。
それは揺るぎない答え？
ああ、揺るぎないね。
なら聞かせてもらうわ。ああ、ちなみにジェシカはどうも自分の命を差し出すことを選んだようよ。まさか優柔不断な君も同じ答えを選んだって言うんじゃないでしょうね。
ジェシカはジェシカの答えを出したのさ。それがどの選択であろうとも、それはジェシカの答えだ。僕の答えに何も干渉しないよ。
そうなら改めて聞くわ。以下に掲げる3つのうち2つを得るために1つを生贄に捧げよ。1、自分の命。2、シャノンの命。3、それ以外の全員の命。あなたが選んだのはどれ？
Okay, what's it gonna be, George?
まさかジェシカと同じ1番？
違うね。
What is he gonna choose? What, Shannon?
へえ。
Gop looked a little surprised because she had thought this timid-looking man would obviously choose that option.
ならよかったわ。私にとって一番退屈な選択肢が外れてくれてよかった。じゃあまさかとは思うけど、シャノンの命を見捨ててみせる？
まさか。今夜まさに婚約指輪を贈ろうという相手をどうして僕が？
But George is gonna choose a third one. Really?
これは大胆だわ。それが君の答えなの？
そうさ。僕の答えは3番さ。
George took the third option. Everyone else's lives. Unsurprisingly, Gop hadn't imagined that he'd give an answer like that. I mean, for real, yeah. I think, or in my mind, if there was one person between the kids who would choose this, it would be like Maria. If she had, what do you call this? If this was the same test that her and Butler were gonna have as well, right? But yeah, George chose it. So she was interested in how he had reached an answer. How he reached an answer that had surpassed the imagination of the 33rd rank of the 72 demons.
聞かせてほしいわ。
Yeah, explain.
自分と愛する婚約者だけが無事で、それ以外の全てを犠牲にできる境地というのを聞かせてほしいわ。あなたもジェシカと同じで消去法というやつ？
違うね。はっきりこれしか僕には選択肢がないのさ。
自分さえ良ければいいと？愛する女と引き換えに世界を犠牲にできると？
君は何を言っているんだい？
何？
George faced the demon as he spoke, almost as though he was disgusted.
僕は今夜ここにシャノンを呼び出し、婚約の証である指輪を渡すつもりだった。僕とシャノンの婚約を祝福しない者もきっと多いだろう。僕は彼女との婚約を宣言することで親族すべてを敵に回すと覚悟していた。
I mean, yeah, if that happened, yes, you're gonna have enemies, especially the adults, I mean.
僕にはあるんだよ。この島に訪れたその時から。いや違う。彼女に婚約したいと打ち明けたその時からね。
結婚さえできれば他の何もかも犠牲にできると？
結婚とは 自分は生涯妻の味方であり続けるということだ。僕にはその時点で彼女のために世界の全てを敵に回す覚悟があるんだ。
Those words through the three-sided mirror also reached Shannon's ears. And that determination reached her eye. Shannon certainly had promised to be given an engagement ring tonight. Then this incident had occurred and she hadn't been able to receive the ring. But now, even though it wasn't in the form of a ring, Shannon had received something even greater. And as proof of that, a single tear with the same sparkle as a diamond dripped down.
"それは何ともふるった答えだことね。なるほど。よく考えたら君にこれは気楽な選択肢だわ。だって君の両親は第一の晩にすでに殺されちゃってるんだもんね。今さら君にとって死んで困る人間は誰もいない。なるほどね。これは簡単な選択だったわ。
何とでも言うがいい。これが僕の、そして僕の次期当主としての覚悟と選択だ。
The sparkle in George's eyes was brilliantly sharp. For just an instant, Gaap felt the same sense of threat as Kinzo's and was slightly overwhelmed.
なるほど。ゴールドスミスと同じ答え。という君もあどけなさそうな顔して将来はとんだ悪魔になるわけね。
The same decision as Goldsmith.
なんだ、私たちとてもうまくやれそうじゃない。君がゴールドスミスの後を継ぐ。そしてやがては私は召喚され君に仕えることもあるかもしれない。
So we're good now?
それも案外面白いかもしれないわね。
Gaap had needed to change her opinion of George. This man bore a determination and resolve unimaginable from his outward appearance, and not just now, but since the very beginning.
僕には今すぐ当主を継承する覚悟がある。いや違うね。君はこのテストを当主として考えろと言った。だから僕は自分が当主であると前提して答えたんだ。いや、それすら違う。当主そのものとして考えた。僕は今後宮家の当主なんだ。
I wish Ava didn't die. Yeah, I wish Ava didn't die yet. Would have been nice to see her reaction to what George is saying here. Right, just like as Kraus with Jessica there. Dude, it would have been nice to see what Ava would have said. Or even Hideyoshi, even one of them.
見事だわ。そこまで言えるなんてね。君はどうやらかなりの大物だわ。
Yeah, they should have kept at least one of the family members alive, right? Or the mother and father. Like for Maria. Imagine if Maria chose the second one and the second one, or the second choice. And for her, it's gonna be her mother. I would sacrifice my mother. And it would be funny to see what Rosa's reaction is, right?
バトラとマリアのテストはまだだけど、私は君が合格でいい気がする。でもその答えがかけねなしの本当のものならね。
僕の覚悟を疑うというのか。
君が選んだ選択肢を実行できる？ 今すぐ自らの手でこの島に存在する全ての命を生贄に捧げることができる？自らの手でよ。
できるね。その覚悟はあると僕は何度も言っている。
Oh, look at George's face here. First time seeing this. What is that? What is that face?
ならば今すぐゲストハウスに戻りバトラとマリアを殺しなさい。
What?
それが終わったら他の人質たちも連れてきてあげる。君の手でシャノン以外の全員をその目の前で処刑してみせるのよ。できるんでしょ？
できるね。僕の覚悟は君程度のそれとはレベルが違う。
ならば実行しなさい。全てに死を。新しき後宮家の当主としてこの血塗られた儀式の遂行を。
了解したよ。
お、
実行する。僕は今やもう後宮家の当主だ。
ええ、そうよ。自らの手でその玉座を赤く染めなさい。君は悪魔たちを滑る魔界の王となる。
Gop was convinced. This man was truly fitting to succeed Kinzo's madness. What was that again? Okay, no. The king of the spirit world.
新しき魔王の誕生を祝うがいい。悪魔の島は今新しい王を迎えた。
In response to the demon's skull, Tempest raged more and more. Then a massive lightning bolt fell, its tearing thunder and brilliant light giving the sensation of a moment of silence.
でさ、その殺害の順番だけど僕が決めていいわけだよね。
I get to choose that.
どうぞご自由に。新しき六軒島の魔王陛下、あなたの御心の赴くままに。
とりあえずさ、その一番目が君になるわけだけどいいかな。
The first one's gonna be you.
え？
A gust of wind blew, stirring up George's jacket as if it was a cloak. It was very much like the cloak worn by the head. It definitely carried that impression of dignity. At the time, Gap really did see the storm wipe away and the sky covered with a pure white and vast full moon. The man who called himself the new head bore the full moon on his back and sneered at the demon.
後宮家親族のすべての命さえも今や僕の財産だ。それに損害を出してくれた賠償、安くは済まないよ。まさか僕の両親に夏日おばさん、ルドルフおじさん、ローザおばさん、そして源氏さんの命を奪っておいてこの僕が見逃すと本気で思ってるのかい？
The problem is though, how are they gonna fight these demons though, right? How are they gonna win against them?
はは生意気よ。
Ronove was trying to press his palm against Jessica's chest and stop her heart. But right before he could, his hand stopped. Oh, did Jessica punch him? On the carpet at their feet, 1 2 small red flowers bloomed with a pop pop. The seed of those flowers was way up high, piercing into the heavens on Jessica's fist. Ronove's nose was stained red with spewing blood, and those drops had been dripping onto the carpet.
ちなみにさっきのは乙女としての回答な。
Okay, so let's take a break here. So this is their answers. They have their own answers, but they will fight I wonder though how this is gonna end for them, for Jessica, for George right now, and then Butler and Maria later. How are they gonna win against these demons, right? How? But I did like their answers though, how they said it, right? Even George, then Jessica earlier. That was pretty cool. That they gave explanations to why they picked these answers. But yeah, I do wish though that at least, for example, as I was saying earlier, Ava, Hideyoshi was alive, Rosa was still alive. To see yeah, just a reaction, just like how we saw with Cross earlier, right? It was quite funny seeing him when Jessica was saying her explanation on why she chose the first one, right? It was quite cool. And yeah, when he was looking at the mirror and then thinking that Jessica would already die, he was forcing himself to get outside of the dungeon even though he knows he cannot, right? He's been pushing the bars even though, yeah, it was inevitable, like he cannot get out anyways. Yeah, I like those kind of reactions to the characters. You would see that they care for the character, for him, for Kraus, his daughter, right? So I would have wanted to see that, for example, with Ava, and then with George when he was saying that he's the head. He's willing to sacrifice everyone, right? That would have been much more cooler to see if she was still there. So that, yeah, that's why I was quite surprised that two of them, Ava and Hideyoshi, was yeah, they were ended in the first Twilight, right? Instantly, both of them already. Like none stayed, and Nanjo is still here. Nanjo's always surviving the first Twilight. He did not die in the first one. And in the second one, yeah, he was not there. Third one, he survived a little bit as well, right? Yeah. But yes, we are gonna continue this and do more of Umineko When They Cry, episode 4 in the next one. So I'll just see you then, guys. Bye bye.